Have you ever woken up early in the morning to go to the restroom, open your van door, and fall out of your van? Have you ever tried stepping up in your van and pulled a hamstring? Have you ever crawled to your knees to climb into your van? Well, none of that would have happened if you had Van's Explorer side steps. I really want to spend the bulk of this video educating you guys on side steps if you already don't know about them. So side steps are basically these guys here that you take and you step on before you get into your van. It helps you get into the driver's side and passenger side door, as well as this big giant cargo door when you open it up. But not all side steps are equal. Guys, I would just like to take a second to ask you to do me a favor. If you could just hit that subscribe button down below, it would help us out tremendously. It's super easy to do, only take you a second. You won't have to worry about it again. But for us, it is something that really is useful for us when it comes to measuring the growth of the channel. Thanks in advance. When it comes to side steps, placement is everything. You'll see a lot of times a set of these will have like step downs that actually hang lower than the rail that's up against your van. And although they might be easier to step on, those are actually a very big hazard that could potentially lead to you damaging your van. Now, really you have to worry about this more if you're in the adventure van world where you're taking these things out on the trails, but that's what we do. So if you have side steps that actually hang down below this rail, you have the potential of catching one of those side steps on a rock or something like that and ripping it off of your van. That not only damages your side step, it could actually tear up your van pretty good. When it comes to a good set of side steps, you're going to want something that's made well. You want to have good welds. You want to have great materials being used. You want to have a heavy powder coat that's on your side step that will stand up the test of time when it comes to getting weathered and beaten up outside when you're driving it around. You're also going to want a mount that utilizes your frame and not just the pinch weld of your van. So my criteria for a good set of side steps is this: a brand that I trust and that I know makes a good product. You're going to want the best materials being used and the best manufacturing practices being used to make them. You're going to want something high clearance, so that eliminates anything with a step that hangs down. And you're going to need something with a nice stepping platform so you don't slip off of that baby when you're stepping up into your van and crack your shin on the van itself, which would probably leave you in tears, wishing you would have bought the right side steps. Now, I'm a big fan of aluminum, so as much aluminum product that I can get that's made properly on my van, I'm all in. Now, side step isn't exactly rocket science. It's simply a product designed to help you get in and out of your van. But if you get the wrong one, you're gonna regret it until you finally suck it up, buy twice, and get the right one the second time. All of that leads me to this. Van Explorer side steps, in my opinion, are the best in the industry. They're designed with high clearance. They use aluminum uppers, and I'll show you what that means in a second. Their mounting system is probably the best that I've seen yet, and I know that if it comes from I can trust the product to be A-grade everything. So when I say an aluminum upper, what I mean is actually the side step itself is all aluminum, but the mounting system is actually made out of steel. And that's actually a good thing because you want those steel mounts to take a beating down there without cracking or breaking or any of that stuff. So a good steel mount is actually the way to go, and then top that off with a very clean aluminum side step. The mounting brackets for these Van side steps is probably the best I've seen yet. They're made durable, so they take a beating, but the way they mount just on the inside of the edge of your van keeps them out of the way, tucked up safely, minimizing the risk of smashing them on something. And with these two rib nuts here, they tie into the frame perfectly. On the front of the side steps, when you're stepping into the van, Van uses this solid step that has a honeycomb grid pattern plate on top of it that will allow you not to slip off. When you're stepping up into the side door of your van, has installed an additional top plate on their side step that gives you this nice little edge to keep your foot mounted securely on the stepping surface, as well as a little bit of a clean off space at the end here. Now this is the edge that I'm talking about that keeps your foot in place. It is nice and sharp, but it's not sharp enough to hurt. It just kind of keeps the sole of your shoe from slipping off this plate when you want to step into your van. If you need to clean your shoes off before you get in your van, this little edge here is serrated, so you could stick your foot right up on there and just kind of scrape it off, and which will kind of take off all the mud or whatever you have on your feet, so it doesn't end up on the inside of your van. As we take a look at the driver's side, you'll notice one thing is different than the passenger, and that is that your slider back here is quite a bit shorter than the passenger side. And that is for good reason, because you need room to mount your side ladder. It mounts to the top, goes down the whole length of the van, but also mounts down there in your pinch weld. So if you do not have a shorter side step on this side, your ladder won't fit. I love the way these side steps made this van look. It really kind of flares out the bottom, which gives it a really aggressive outdoor off-road kind of a look, which is what we are going for when we build these adventure vans. Owl Vans nailed it on the design. Now let's talk price. Now when it comes to Owl Van side steps, there's actually two versions. I have this set here, so this is the one I'm going to talk about. This is called the Explorer, and the Explorer has the stepping surface down the full length of the side step on both sides. That's the difference between this set and the other one. This set here retails $19.99 and 98 cents. Remember the criteria when you go to get a set of sliders. You want high clearance. You want aluminum if possible. You want the best materials, the best manufacturing processes. You want mounts that will get you to the frame of your van, and you want something that's gonna look awesome. Guys, if you like this video and you wanna see more videos about the outside of this van, just click on the link in this corner. Maybe it's this corner. Click on the link in one of these corners. I don't know, guys. This is the first time I'm doing this. If you wanna see more of the outside of this van, click in the link in this corner.